This might be controversial, but candy corn is ranked as the most hated candy ever, and this creator thinks it's the worst, period. And I'm not gonna disagree with her, but I'm gonna see if this TikTok version could be any better than these. So she starts by boiling off some sugar, corn syrup, and it looks like honey. I'm using every last drop of the honey bottle I have here. Hopefully it stretches to 1 tablespoon. Now we're gonna melt everything, bring it to a slight boil, and then we're gonna add some butter. And then I'm gonna have to let it melt and boil to 235 degrees, I'm guessing, softball stage. Okay, so once it's at temp, it looks like she adds in some powdered sugar and a little bit of vanilla. And she's really funny because she says to concoct this, it's corn syrup, sugar, vanilla, butter, powdered sugar. All on paper tend to make beautiful creations, but for it to make something as diabolical as candy corn is baffling. Oh no, mine is so chunky. Let's keep stirring. Okay, it's starting to thicken and the powdered sugar is kind of melting into the dough, so that's good. Now we have to pour it onto our working surface. I have this silicone mat right here. Pour the whole thing out. Oh, it's thick. Huh. And it's not super sticky like taffy, which is good. I'm quite surprised. This reminds me of one of those candy shop videos where they quickly just flip it, but I'm supposed to let it cool slightly before dividing it into 3 to dye it. For the 2 larger pieces, we're gonna dye it orange and yellow. And because it's still pretty hot, I'm gonna use my tool to knead it like a dough. And we'll leave this one as is. They're so hot, I have to put some gloves on, and they're still super hot. Ah! Well, it's actually forming that like waxy texture that you see on the regular candy corn, so maybe we are headed to the right direction. It's just so hot to handle. It's starting to get kind of stiff, so let me work fast. Here's a yellow one, and then let's get a piece of the regular color. The colors are all splotchy, but once she forms it into 3 little ropes like this smushed together, this is when we finally cut it into candy corns. Little triangles. At this point, they look a lot more like cookie dough than they do candy, but you definitely get the candy corn vibes. Oh shoot, I layered them wrong. Does it even matter? I already know these are gonna taste terrible. But let's try the classic. It just tastes like a big chunk of blah, of nothing. There's like no flavor to it other than dough. But it must be nostalgia because everyone else in the comments were saying candy corn and candy pumpkins are my favorite and I can't have Halloween without having candy corn. Somebody else said, hold on, candy corn is so good. What? No, they taste like nothing. Well, let's try TikToks. I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm afraid these might even be worse than these. Unfortunately, if that was her recipe, this gets, I'm really sorry, 1 out of 10. But these are still terrible.